Well, good morning folks, and welcome back to the channel. This is Lee, your virtual airline pilot, back with you again. Welcome to the third and final review of the series of 3 reviews we're doing of sceneries by Xcore Designs. I will put links in the description below to the first one, which was Yellowstone National Park, and the second one, which was Sedona and the Red Rocks. And this is the third one, and today we're at Grand Canyon West Airport in Arizona. Doesn't have an ICAO code, it has an IATA code of 1 Golf 4. Again, this is a payware scenery by Xcore Designs. This is version 1 and it's available for both the PC and Xbox. Downloads around 608 meg in a zip file and it installs at just under 1.2 gig. It's available direct from Xcore Designs' own website, and it's also available on the marketplace. The price for this one is $9.99, which equates to roughly €9.48 or £8.12 UK. Euro and UK prices are estimates, and they do not include VAT or tax, which of course may vary depending on which country you're in when you make the purchase. So I'll give you the list of features. We have a detailed, accurate rendition of India Golf 4 Airport, Grand Canyon West. Custom ortho imagery around the airport with artifacts and duplicate objects have been removed. Detailed, realistic pavement textures at the airport. Custom PBR normal maps on pavement add to the immersion. Most buildings feature light interiors provided added in depth behind the windows. Ultra detailed, accurate models. Ultra high resolution textures bringing the models to life. And the following landmarks are included: the Grand Canyon Skywalk, Guano Point, and the cabins at Grand Canyon West. Now the cabins are out here, and we'll look at those in a moment after we check out the airport. Skywalk is this way, followed by Guano Point, which is further ahead. So let's give you some history. It's fairly brief, so it's not too bad here. So Grand Canyon West Airport, or 1 Golf 4, is a public use airport owned and operated by the Hualapai Indian tribe and is located 60 miles or 97 kilometers northwest of Peach Springs in Mojave County, Arizona, USA. The airport sits on the Hualapai Indian Reservation. Federal Aviation Administration records state that the airport had 137,771 commercial passenger boardings, known as enplanements, during 2017. The FAA's National Plan of Integrated Airport Systems for 2007 to 2011 classified this airport as a commercial service airport, primarily because it has over 10,000 passenger boardings per year. So passengers or visitors can take the short flight from Las Vegas, or they can drive the 120-mile trip, which includes a newly paved road that was previously a rough dirt track. Local tours are available using small GA planes, helicopters and buses. The bus tours stop at Hualapai Ranch, Eagle Point and Guano Point. Eagle Point is home to the Grand Canyon Skywalk, and that's up here, with Guano Point further up here. Grand Canyon West Airport covers 350 acres or 140 hectares. There is one current airline operation where Grand Canyon Airlines operates flights into Boulder City, Kilo Bravo Victor uniform. So that's a little history for you. As you can see, another little airport in a stunning location. Let's have a look at the runway. So Runways, Grand Canyon West Airport operates a single runway, 1735, measuring 5,058 feet or 1,542 meters in length. The runway is grooved and it's made from asphalt, and the airport lies at a high elevation of 4,825 feet or 1,471 meters. Both ends of the runway feature medium intensity runway lighting, runway end identifier lights and precision approach path indicators on the runway left side. And here we are looking down the throat of runway 17, and you can see the end identifier lights and the intensity lights and the precision approach path lights on the left side. Let's have a quick look at runway 35, the other end. So here we are looking down the throat of runway 35 as we did with the other end. Exactly the same, medium intensity runway lighting, airfield edge lights there as well, the runway end identifier lights, and you have the PAPIs on the left side. And as you can see, we've lowered the light down so you can see they have blue airfield edge lighting, which is really good. It's all necessary. So finally, there are no published instrument procedures at this airport. However, there are special NOTAMs regarding its use. For example, because it lies very close to the Grand Canyon Special Flight Rules Area, or SRFA, you must adhere to the regulations that apply to all aircraft operating below 14,500 feet mean sea level. And when the wind is calm, runway 35 should be used for departures and runway 17 for landings. Extreme care must be taken due to the high volume of fixed wing and rotary wing traffic operating on and in the vicinity of this airport. So that does it for runways and special procedures. So as you can see, the terrain around here is pretty incredible. The surrounding parts of the canyon here are pretty close. The rocks and everything are not as detailed as they were in the Red Rock scene. It really would be nice to see this local area done to that level of detail. I should tell you, this airport is a little bit different. I don't think it's quite as good as Yellowstone. Firstly, there is pretty much no internal modelling in any of the buildings. And the other thing that's lacking, I've had a look over this airport already, is there are no people. So the airport does look a little bit dead. However, that said, the airport is very nicely done in terms of the way it fits into the local terrain. The modelling is really quite nice on the buildings, and to be honest, he's done a nice job with the skywalk and the other additional places at Guano Point and the cabins to the south, and we'll look at all of those. So there you go, let's turn the light back up and have a nice look over this airport. So we start from the very southern end of this airport, the northern end of this airport, looking towards the south. As you can see, the fence line extends right the way out, and the road goes all the way out as well to the right there. And the scrub, the fauna, everything looks just as it should be, kind of desert, and it's very, very nicely done. So we're getting close in towards the taxiway now. So we've got runway 17 to the left there, the threshold. As you can see, the road and the fence is still going. It's dropped down a little bit now. So there to the left you can see my helicopter on the helicopter pad. There are one or two helicopter pads here on airside, but most of the helicopter pads are over here, landside, on their own special area. As you can see, the modelling is quite nice. The ground textures, concrete texture is really brilliant. And the whole thing looks really nice. The buildings are nicely modelled from the outside, and the windows are parallaxed, so you can sort of get this effect of something going on inside. Loads of buses, as you can see. I mean, this is a big tourist place. Thousands and thousands of visitors come here every year. It's really quite impressive. And again, a nice job's been done on the tarmac and the signage and the way it's all been done. We'll just continue outbound. To the right there, you see you've got off-airport buildings as well, and the road continues pretty much right out. So a quick look landside, coming back the other way. Here's the landside area, and you can see loads of parking we just come across here. You see the fence line and the walkways, all been nicely detailed, and the ground markings are nicely detailed. Here you've got helicopter landing pads. Now just take a quick run across the car park. Here you can see the building quality is really good. It's just, it looks pretty realistic. It's been very nicely done. Very pleasant indeed. Good car models. Road textures are good. Like I said, if I had one criticism, just no people. Place looks dead, which is a little bit of a disappointment after the other sceneries. You've got the terminal building there over to the left. It would have been nice to see that modelled inside. Maybe an update. I don't know. We'll see. So here's the additional landside pad, lots of scrub as you can see, and parking places for helicopters near the terminal and somewhat further out here, and you've got to be careful of the scrub and the bushes. But as you can see, it's been nicely done. It looks quite realistic. It looks very much the desert place, as it should do. Very nice indeed. Various road signs, everything looks really good. And the models, the bus models are excellent. Okay, so we come out to the runway here, we have a look at the signage. Signage is good, as you can see, no problems there at all, ramp signs. Runway entrance and exit markings, there are your blue edge lights, no centerline green lights of course. This isn't an instrument-equipped airport, but the concrete and the asphalt or the way this has all been done, I think looks nice. There's a look down the runway, and lots of off-airport buildings as well. No internal development anywhere, but they're all nicely done and modelled from the outside. Coming across the east side here you can see the windsock surrounded by these things here you can see, and a nicely modelled building. Very nicely done. As we lift up here you can see the kind of terrain around here. It does look pretty stunning. Really good, nice airport. And they're looking to the north. Okay, so let's turn the light down now to dusk and have a look at the lighting. So 5:15 in the evening, and as you can see the sun's just about to dip below the horizon and the airport lights have come on. Looking up towards the threshold of runway 35, you can see the runway lighting is perfectly acceptable. The blue airfield edge lights are okay, and again some lovely colours on the rocks. And there we are looking north to the threshold of runway 17, and you've got this stunning view of these rocks as the sun goes down. Okay, just a little tour across the airside ramp here. Have a look at the lighting generally. As I said, no internal development in the building, so it's really not worth kind of looking inside. However, it's all really nicely done. I mean, the lighting is quite nice here. As you can see, quite a bit of lighting on the buildings, in and around the buildings. No floating Asobo globes, which is something I'm really impressed with. Here we are looking at the other side of this building here. Really nice. Just the only real criticism is unfortunately the lack of people. The real pity that the airport looks like a little bit like a ghost town. It's been nicely modelled, but there are no people. Just looks nice. And see, here's an example of the way he's done the windows. Very, very nice. But as I said, you know, no people anywhere. So little or no lighting out at this side, which is what I would expect actually, because generally you won't see an awful lot of helicopter operations or anything after sunset. No instrument procedures here at the airport. But as you can see, nice lighting provided by proper light stanchions, no city globes floating all over the place. And again you can see the ramp signage is lit as well, which is good. As indeed are some of the buildings. Very nice. Okay, so we'll quickly turn this down to night time so you can have a look. Okay, 7 PM local time, and as you can see it's completely dark now, no sign of sunset or anything. And the lighting has come up. It does look a little bit too bright, but I'm pretty sure if we go up close it will be quite adequate. And they're looking out towards the runway, and in the distance there you can see the lighting on the skywalk, which we'll go and have a look at in a moment. And looking in the other direction, as you can see, nice lighting on the runways and taxiways. So as we get closer to the main buildings here, you can see actually the lighting's not bad at all. It becomes a lot better. It looks just really nice. And again there you can see the parallaxing on the buildings that gives you the idea that you can see inside. I'm just moving back airside again to the main part of the helicopter landing area here. Very nice indeed. So a last night look there, so you can see. Okay, so we'll bring it back to daytime, but let's go and have a look at the skywalk. So here we are at the famous skywalk, which is just north of the airport. As you can see, tourist buses, buildings, other bits and pieces, and there's the skywalk with the famous overhang. Let's get a close look at it. And once again, a really nicely modelled building. It looks pretty realistic, nicely done, but once again a total absence of people, which kind of makes it look like a ghost town. It looks like we're in the middle of the California desert where all the ghost towns are. Nobody's about. Would have been nice to see some people in the way that he's done at Sedona and other airports. That's hopefully maybe an upgrade to this. Nice little outdoor restaurant there with seating areas. And here you can see the entrance to the building from landside. Again, the modelling is top notch. The building looks great. It looks just as it should do. And I like the way the signage has been mounted. You know, it's almost like an embossed manner here. It all looks really good. This looks very nice. Just unfortunately, what would have topped it off would have been some tourists. And again, you see you've got some landside tables and chairs and places for people to eat. And again, lots of attention to detail, some nice vehicles, lovely model building here, even including the air conditioning units on the top. And you've got some teepees. I mean, this is really great. And just another view for you there. And a high level shot, yeah, showing you the building as it sits perched on the cliff edge there. Really quite impressive. So nicely done, but again, a total lack of people, which really would have made it. Anyhow, let's go and have a look at Guano Point, which is a bit further north. So here's Guano Point. So just a quick overhead look firstly to show you the layout and see where it is. Once again, a nice building, nicely done, covered seating areas, outdoor kind of restaurant there. But again, no people really to bring this to life. Again, nice modelling on the building. I really like the solar array on the top there. There's the building from the other side. And another shot there, and if you look to the right here, you can see there's a structure here perched right on the cliff edge. And as you can see, there's a path that walks all the way up to this building. I'm not really sure what this structure is. Possibly the developer can tell me, or somebody can tell me in the comments exactly what this is perched right on the edge here. Let's just get a closer look. So we've got some seating there, and it looks like a half-finished building. There is a sign there. Let's see if I can get close enough to read it. So that's nice. We can go right up to this sign and read it. Guano Point. During the 1930s, a boater passing through the canyon discovered a cave which was later found to be rich with guano, which is effectively bat droppings. This material was rich with nitrogen and very useful fertilizer. The US Guano Corporation had purchased the mining rights in 1957 and began to construct the tramway to extract the guano from the mine. Utilizing cable that spanned a canyon at 7,500 feet and the use of cable cars for both the guano and miners, it was mined until early 1960. A few months later, the cable was damaged by an Air Force jet tail and never reopened. The cable head house remains, as well as some of the remnants of the cave, and is now a tourist destination. So there we are, that's answered the question. So there would have been a cable going down there into the mine for mining bat droppings. Really impressive. So that's the mine head where the cable car and everything would start. And just down there to the left you can see part of the construction here. Obviously this is where the cable would go down towards the mine. Very, very nice indeed. So there you go, that's Guano Point, and you can see the path that goes down there towards the cable car, and you can see the road which the buses come along to bring the tourists along here, and the airport there in the distance. Very, very nice indeed. So let's go and have a look at the cabins to the south of the airport now. So as we move away from the airport towards the south, slightly south-southeast, here are the cabins. So just some of the cabins here, complete with picnic tables. All looks really quaint, boulders everywhere. It's just very, very nice here. And just a couple of shots close up of the cabins. Again, the modelling is top notch. Very nice layout indeed. So a couple of shots of some of the buildings here on the site. And there's the rear of the cabins, and again you've got picnic area to the left there. The car park. And this looks like an old Wild West place. It reminds me very much of the old buildings that I discovered on a trip to Las Vegas many years ago, out on the highway outside of town. It's an old, almost like an old Wild West ghost town. Again, beautifully done, nice modelling, a little bit of subtle lighting which really looks good. Now that's the bank. Doubtless it's been robbed many times. And having the Undertaker next door to the bank is probably not a bad idea. And the restaurant. Very nice. So just a little look across the top there. And you've got what looks like a horse paddock and stables possibly. Let's go and have a look. But it's definitely some sort of animal enclosure. Not sure if it's horses. But there you can see it's definitely an animal enclosure. You've got water troughs there. So it'll be interesting to see what it is they used to keep here. But again, if I'm honest, a complete lack of people and maybe some animals would really have set this off. And just a close up further out to the side here. So there you go, that's the cabins at Grand Canyon West. Let's see if there's any change in the way it looks if I lower the lighting. And once again, with the sun going down here, you've got the buildings lit up and you have this really nice effect here. So there, nice, really nice night lighting and this parallax effect on the windows. It's really impressive, I like it. And of course the cabins themselves look really good. Very nice. And just finally here, just thought we'd have a look at the skywalk here and the setting sun. And as you can see again, you've got the whole thing lit up, looks really nice. It's just been very, very nicely done. And there's another view of the skywalk and the building, looking across the canyon with the sun going down and the moon in the distance. Very, very nice. Okay, just before 8 AM in the morning and time to wrap up this review and give you my thoughts. Once again, for the third in the series, yet another really nice little airport, set in a wonderful location close to the canyon. Nicely modelled, very good textures, the roads are good, building quality outside is excellent. On the downside, no internal modelling in any of the buildings, which is a pity. There are one or two buildings here that could have been really nicely done. The Skywalk building for one, and possibly the little terminal here on the airport would have been nice too. And the other thing that really stands out here is the total lack of people. No model figures, no people figures anywhere, which really lets the project down. For me, that's the big showstopper. Having said that, do I like it? Yes, I do. Is it worth the money? Yes, it is, because not only do you get the airport in really nice textured detail, you also get the additional skywalk area, Guano Point, and of course the cabins. Again, it's a nice little scenery with bits and pieces added around it to complete it. But if I'm honest, it's sort of 85-90% of the scenery is there. The 10% that's missing is the people that really make the airport and bring it to life. I would like to see the Skywalk building develop inside a little bit with some people standing around. It's a tourist site, you know, and yet there's nobody there. Need to have some models. He's got some in the other sceneries and it makes the difference. It really looks good. So I would like to see that building developed inside and some people there. And I'd like to see the terminal here on this airport developed inside, and again to have some people around. Now I know it's going to be, people are going to shout at me and say, look, this is an airport, I'm a pilot, I'm not interested in all the other bits, I just want a decent airport. And yep, you're absolutely right, I respect that view completely. But we're talking about a simulator here now that's capable of modelling very close to the real world. And now we have airports that potentially have ambience and atmosphere that can look actually stunning all over the airport. Especially if you're low flying in a small aircraft or a helicopter, you can see things that you won't do if you're just going A to B in a jetliner. And since the sim is capable of that, and we've got developers that are capable of doing this, it's sceneries like this that really lend themselves to that kind of development. And so yes, for me, if the developer was to add the people and develop a couple of the buildings in the way I've suggested, you'll have another stunning scenery just like Yellowstone and just like Sedona. So if a developer's watching, that's what I'd like to see in the next update for the scenery, and that would really complete it. But having said that, I like it. I like the scenery a lot. I would have bought it still, even without knowing these bits and pieces. And at $9, we're just under $10, I think it's a great price. So there you go, folks. That's the end of the series of the 3 reviews. I will put the link to the other 2 reviews in the description below for you. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you've been looking at his website and trying to decide whether to purchase any of or all of these 3, I hope these reviews have helped you. There are 1 or 2 other things that he's done as well for Flight Sim 2020, and he's continuing to develop. A really nice guy called Connor, so a big shout out to him, and thank you for letting me have 2 of the 3 sceneries, the one of which I paid for. So thank you very much, folks, for joining me in the review. This is Lee, your virtual airline pilot, or virtual helicopter pilot in this occasion, saying thank you for joining me. Thanks for watching the review. Any comments in the bottom below, I'm happy to answer them. I always talk to my subscribers, and if you like these videos, give them a like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. And I think these sort of places, this is calling out for a helicopter flight out from Boulder, I think. So look at next week, folks, for reviews. I've got the new Seattle scenery. Been sent a copy of that to have a look at. I've also got Telluride, another US airport out in the middle of nowhere, thanks to Gary at UK 2000 Scenery. So we'll try and have a look at those 2, and again, much more to come. I've got so many other airports to review. So thanks again, guys. Have a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.